mirrors. Sorry about that earlier. I had to fix something. I accidentally well, I don't know how to explain it, but I kind of messed up a little bit earlier. I am going to be doing today something a tiny bit different. I'm going to be doing puzzles. However, when I do the puzzles, I'm going to be how do I say it? Doing 3 minute first, just really quick. I'm not going to explain anything. I'm just for a warm up, and then after that, then I'm going to be doing after the warm up, then I'm going to be doing the actual lesson itself. So I hope that you know this goes pretty well. I'm kind of waiting a little bit just to see if anyone goes on as well. That's what I'm doing right now. So just bear with me. You can probably fast forward like five, maybe 5 minutes or something if you like. If you're not watching it live, just to get the beginning part out the way. So I'm gonna wait a little bit and see. All right. Well, I'll just get started, and I want to do a warm up one, and then after that, I'll do one where I explain everything. So here we go. Let's do a 3 minute one. Checkmate. I'm on the Chromebook, so it's a little bit slower than if I had the phone. Phone's a lot faster for these. Just so you know, if you're using laptop for puzzles, that's a good thing to know that if you or a Chromebook or something, you can always use your phone, and it's a lot easier just to click on it. So, pretty simple. It's checkmate, checkmates, checkmates. Yeah, for the most part, all you really have to do is look for checkmates, to be honest. And if you don't see checkmates, then just look for captures. That's pretty much how all these puzzles basically work. Oh yeah, this one's the queen. I think my warm up should be done pretty soon. Oh, in 2 minutes actually. All right, it's not too bad. Starting to need to take my time a little bit now. I haven't done 3 minute puzzles in forever. So, oh, well, that would be nice if I noticed that. Yeah, I'm gonna get into explanations after this, of course. So bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. 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 Well, now I can go with the explanations. So, all right, let's get started. So basically, the way I like the setup I like to do is checks, captures, threats, and then preparations of them. And that's basically all I do for puzzles. I mean, there's a little more you can go with, but that's pretty much what I do, and it actually works really well. So let's go for the explanations. Now, if I move up, you can just mirror me. I mean, I don't really see a way out of it. Kind of weird that this would be a beginner puzzle. If he just mirrors me, then what am I going to do? Then I go up one. Okay, I guess I can see that. Oh, well, you need to know more than that. It'll be a draw if you don't really follow through. That's what I was concerned about. But oops, sorry about that. Didn't explain anything. Okay, so this is black pieces are going this way, obviously, so this is protected. If I were to call a check, he would have only one square to go back to. I don't see a checkmate. So I see a check, but not a checkmate. And I don't know if I can make that piece move in time. This is really weird that he can obviously go over here. So check would first to move him back. And then I'm assuming the pawn should queen. Wait, I'm white. Okay. I was so confused. That's probably why. White to move. I should probably read. So take, not take, but check, and that's mate. All right. No wonder I was so confused. Well, as long as I don't confuse what color I am in the game when I play, I'll be okay. That was a little mess up. All right. White to move. I'm going to start reading it every time now. I don't want to do that again. All right. So I don't see any checks, but the first thing I notice I can take a queen. So I don't really need to analyze much of anything. Yeah. And you should always, if you're watching this after I finish the video, you should always, the best way to put it is pause in between each one and try to solve it yourself and then see what I have to say. Okay. I think that'd be the best way to go about it. And there's check and there's no defense. So that's mate. So here's check. My bishop is aimed this way. He can move up one, and then that would be checkmate this way. So that's a 2-move checkmate. Oh, 3 moves, because he can put his rook in front of it. All right, black to move. This would be checkmate, but his rook can go up. So that'd be capture and capture. So that's, there you go. All right, and here is a check, and it is also checkmate because it's protected by the bishop. So that'll be a checkmate. Okay, same thing here. This is called a battery, by the way, a queen bishop battery. So bishop is protecting the queen, and the queen is delivering checkmate. And then king can't capture. This would be a check by the queen. Let's see, he moves over one. I can go down and check. He would have to take, and then I will take back. So that'll be checkmate. This would be check. He can block with the knight. This would be check. The king would have to move over, and that would be checkmate. For here, I know this right here is check, but he can move down here, and he can move up here or here. So now I got to think about, I can't call check with my rook if he goes there. So I'm assuming that I'm supposed to capture this rook and not do mate. So, okay. Yeah, I didn't see a mate, so I figured it was a capture. This is a check. He can't move over because of the rook. So he has to move back. And the rook will come up and deliver checkmate. Oh, after that. Okay. This is very common. This is a check right here. The king will have to move over. No other move. A check. This is the only legal move. And this right here would be checkmate. Okay. And for here, this right here will be check. The king only has one legal move. So then I can call check this way. He'll take it. And this right here will be checkmate, like that. So that's a pattern for back rate mate. And for here, let's see. I mean, my first guess is move my king over. He can maybe take. I mean, he also has to be able to come down here too. So I'm wondering if I'm supposed to move my pawn up one. And if he takes or moves, try to make this pawn go up. And then pawn up. Then pawn up. And then queen. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm usually a little unsure about these ones. I usually get them right, like maybe 80% of the time, but I'm still a little unsure. So I'm going to go ahead here and let's see here. I know I can deliver check, and he can move down one. But I don't really see anything forceful that I can do after that. So I don't think that's the move. I don't think it's check. I don't think it's this one right here. Because he can move up one here, and then I can call check. And then the king can maybe move away. I don't see a good follow-up here. And obviously I can't go here. Take E, then use the queen. Well, it is a free pawn, but if he takes and I take back, what ends up happening is I'm in a losing endgame because he has a queen and a rook versus my rook. So in the puzzles, usually you're either are going to win or you're going to be winning. If I do that, I would be losing. It's also possible I can call check, rook go back, the pawn go up and call check. He can't take because he's pinned to the queen. I think that's checkmate like that. I never seen this pattern before, but that was pretty nice. That was actually a pretty nice one. I like that one. I haven't seen it before. So checks. This check right here is will be also checkmate. So I don't have to go any farther. So one move checkmate. For here, I can call check. The king can't move anywhere because of the queen. Well, the king can move back here, but it can't move anywhere here. So after the knight moves, the rook can take, and let me see. I think I got this a little different. That would be check if the rook takes. This would be check. The king will go here, and the queen can move over for mate. That's what it looks like. Okay. And after that, we have black to move. Let's see here. Checks, captures, and threats. So as black, the only checks I see here and here. They can't go here because the rook. So let's say if I call check this way, he can only block with the bishop. I think this right here will be threatening to capture and mate. So now I look for a defense for white to see if that's the answer. Let's check, move over, go here. They can't take this pawn. Then I have to move over. So not entirely sure. Looks like it is it. The bishop would be gone. So if he tried to move up, I would be able to move and be safe. So I'm not too worried about it. So I think this is it. Oh, he didn't take first. He was supposed to take first. I guess he didn't, that's fine. I assume taking first will make my king run off. And then he can call check that way and my king move over here. And then he can't do anything. Maybe check and I take. This is weird. They usually make it a lot harder. This wasn't okay. I guess that works too. Checks, captures, and threats. This is a check. Obviously these are checks too, but I don't think this is it. Yeah, these are also checks, but I don't think these checks are it. This is a check. The king would have to move back. If I take the rook, he will take it back, and then that will be checkmate. That's how that will work. Okay. Now, for this one right here, let's look at checks, captures, and threats. This would be a check. Or is black to move? Actually, I'm in check. So I gotta deal with that first. How do I deal with that? It's this move, this move here, this move here, this move here, and this here. So which ones make sense? This doesn't make much sense because he can just take it. This doesn't make much sense because he can take here. This one doesn't make sense because the queen can take it. So the one that makes sense to me is this move here because it defends the rook. That's the only one that makes sense to me. So, okay. I haven't seen very many defensive puzzles, so it's always a little weird when I see it. So this is check. He can move anywhere. Doesn't matter. If I take, he would have to take back. Then move down to attack the pawn, and I should be able to queen. So okay. It's black to move. So first thing is checks, which are these two right here. So I'm gonna go check here, and let's say he moves the king up. I don't have a follow up with my rook, so I'm gonna see maybe the rook first check. If the king goes, let's say here, that's not mate because of his queen. His queen is guarding that square. So if I call it check and he moves here, it's not very good. If I call it check here, he moves up. If I call it check here, I don't really see a checkmate right now. So I'm starting to wonder if it's supposed to be a stalemate, maybe. Because I don't see a checkmate immediately. So let me work it out. Okay. This is his best move for that. But I also can go back here and call a check after that, forcing him to go up and then bring my queen in, have his king go up here. I think that's what it is. I think I'm supposed to triangulate somehow. Oh, I can't even do that because the pin. I'm here trying to look at these moves that I can't even do right now. Okay, so it looks like it probably is then supposed to be what's that called again? A perpetual probably then. Because I can't checkmate with a lone queen. Just can't do it. Oh, I win a piece. I take it and then take here. Okay. I was a little confused. I didn't really get it what I was doing here. But the only move I seen possible was the only move possible was pretty much a good move. Everything else didn't matter. So I got lucky on that one. So now checks, captures, and threats. So even if I don't know what I'm doing, sometimes with the system that I use, you still get right answers in puzzles. It's better if you understand them, but sometimes it's okay, it happens. Check. This is a check and this is a check. I also have a free piece right here. So I also have a free piece. So it might be, I don't know what he would do after I take that. He can call a check and I move here. And then him, I think that's checkmate. So yeah, taking the rook would be a mistake. I would lose to checkmate. So my job is to make sure he stays in check. So this is check. He can take. This will be check. If he moves up, let's say here, I have my queen move. And if he moves up here, I can even use my bishop. So, oh, okay. Well, that's not good. Maybe the queen, I was supposed to go and check with my queen probably. Let me see if I can look at it. Yeah, I think it was my queen check. Yeah, that's a queen check, king to f8, king to f7, and then queen to f8 will be mate. So yeah, it was a two move checkmate. I missed it. Okay, if I call check this way, he would have to move, and then if I call check here, he'd have to go up, and then my other rook will come in for a check. So that looks like it. That's it. All right. Yeah, because he had nothing. He had nowhere to go after that, and I'd get his queen. So he had to put his queen in front of the king to block. All right, checks, captures, and threats. It's black to move. This is a check, and it's also a checkmate because it is protected by the queen. The bishop. So if you see a one move checkmate, you don't have to go any farther because that's going to be the answer. I think this is part of an Arabian mate. You call it check. He'll move over. You sacrifice your rook. He'll take, and that'll be checkmate. And he can't move here or here because of the knight. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's called Arabian mate. There's like a couple of them involving the knight, and I don't know the names fully. Okay. That'll be checkmate. All right, so checks, captures, and threats. So first thing is a check. This is the only check I see. After I do something like that, the king can move over, and I don't really see a very good follow-up. So I don't think it's a check. It can be, but I don't think it is. But also, if I do this, he can just take it with his knight. I don't see a follow-up after that. But I can take the knight because of it. And if he takes, I can call check and then win the bishop. So yeah, and that's another thing that a lot of people do early levels. Like for example, I seen a check, but I noticed he can capture it, right? So a lot of people early on, when they see stuff like that, they're like, "Oh, that's not the move," or "That's not good," or even in their games. And sometimes that is a good move, but you have something you can do first. Like this would be, like basically removing the defender is basically what it's called. So that's basically what it's called, removing the defender. Um, oh, I thought that was the end of the puzzle. Um, okay, so I have to figure something out. Don't know what they want from me. Um, let's say here maybe I'll be protecting the knight and threatening checkmate at the same time. I think that is a good move. Uh, anything else that really stands out to me? Because I mean, obviously, for threatening checkmate, he would have to somehow defend it. Let's say he moves his knight. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, it was defending the piece that was being attacked, and it seemed pretty solid. So okay, threats, captures, and threats. So I'm gonna capture here. I think he moves here. Check. King will go up. Is it checkmate? Is it checkmate? Let's see. Because this looks like the way to go about it because it opens up the diagonal for the king. If you take, I mean, if he doesn't do anything about it, he would have to move his knight. And then I can take this way. So I don't see any real checks. I don't see any actual captures. And I see this is threatening. So I believe this is the move. I don't see anything else that's threatening. And I don't see a way to prepare because I can just develop, but I don't see any actual preparation. So this seems like the only logical move for a puzzle. Okay. I wasn't sure what his response was because he had a lot of responses. Here, right here is a check, and he'll either have to move his knight out the way or. I'm assuming that I'll have to take of the pawn because if I take here, he can move back, and that'll be it. So, okay. I didn't follow my normal formula too much, but it didn't. I just try to be very practical with that one, and it paid off. So now white to move. Checks, captures, and threats. If I go over here and call check, he has the option of going up here or down here. If he went down, if I call check and he goes down, wait, I'm sorry, down here, I'm sorry. Right here will be mate. But if I call check this way and he goes up here, what would I be able to do? I believe I can call check this way. He can come down or up here. So I'm not sure if that's it. I'm not entirely sure if that's it. I know if I don't do anything, he's gonna might checkmate me very soon. My king looks like he's very in danger, so this is a check as well, and he has no squares to go to. So that should be it. I was looking at this check first, and it didn't seem to work, so I looked for some different move, and this right here is a checkmate. Okay. Next now, checks, captures, and threats. So let's see here. For a check, I don't really see any checks. Captures, the capture I see right now are these two, and I highly doubt it's taking a knight. And this right here, I I don't think it's it. I mean, it does the capture piece. He can move over. I can move that queen back, but there's I don't think it's fast enough for a puzzle. So I don't think that's the answer. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know what else to go. If I take moves over, I go here. Looks like he hasn't castled yet, so he can just castle, and he'll be safe. So yeah, it's not capturing the knight. It's not sacking an exchange. It's not taking here. I'm a little bit confused, to be honest. I mean, I made it to 30 just by doing checks, captures, and threats, which isn't that bad. Yeah, I really don't see anything else besides capturing that knight as a first move for a puzzle. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. Um. Yeah, it is sad. I do so many puzzles. I know their patterns, even if I don't know the answer sometimes. Um, which is actually good because if you know patterns, then if you're playing a game, that sometimes that can be very helpful. So the only move I can go is right here, but he can castle. That's my only thing. But I'm gonna go ahead anyways and try that out. Okay, I thought that was wrong. All right, I'm at 30. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. I always feel bad when I start having a little bit of difficulty. So Queen H4 is, I think that's the move that I played. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's the move I played as well. Out. So we were thinking the same thing. So Queen here, check. Let's see, back. I can attack the rook, so I can push the pawn. Yeah, his queen can't do anything here. So, all right, attack the rook. Okay. Well, that was pretty much. That was not too bad. Okay. Um, I still have some time. Let me see where my battery's at. Okay. Is there anything you guys want to do? Either play a few games or want me to do some more puzzles? Not entirely sure. I figured I did just a little bit of puzzles with you guys, but I finished a tiny bit early. But then again, I kind of started early as well. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play a bot at the end. Try to play it very similarly to a puzzle. All right. I guess I can do that. And I actually have a favorite bot that I like to play against because it's kind of aggressive. I don't know why it's going really slow, but there you go. Okay. Um, let's go find. No, that's not it. It's not showing the pictures. Okay, there it goes. Okay, this is my favorite one just because she likes to attack a lot and sacrifice stuff, so it's my favorite one. And I'll be white because no one likes to go second. So um it's not there it goes. Okay. There's a little delay for some reason. All right, Sicilian. I always go knight f3 in a Sicilian. After d6 is a trap in the Alpine. So I'm going to go ahead and go with it. Okay, the trap is that after bishop here, if he were to take, I would call check and then take the knight. And I won lots of games like this, especially in Bullet and Blitz, people would actually just resign after losing their knight like that. She didn't fall for the immediate trap, but there's a secondary one where you move your pawn up. If she were to take, you can go up, kicking the knight. After the knight, anywhere the knight goes, you call it check, and you still win the knight. So there is a secondary trap. She didn't fall for it, but the trap is still there because after I take, if she takes, I can still move up one, forcing her to move the knight, and I still have the same trap. So this trap goes on for a while. She fell for not the last one, but the last one that I know. There's more. Okay. And that is still actually not good for her. Because after she takes, the queen and the knight are threatened. I actually haven't done that trap to a human yet. Only the computer. Still end up winning a piece. Even after this trap, just by going here, all the moves are very natural, and I still won a piece. But that's the trap in the Alpine. And there's actually even goes even farther than that. There's so many more lines. So it's actually a really good thing to learn. And even if your opponent doesn't fall for any of the traps, you're still in a good position. It's not like a bad trap. Like if you're going to play an opening that has traps, it needs to be a good opening. That way, even if your opponent doesn't fall for the trap, you're still doing well. There's traps out there that if your opponent doesn't fall for them, you're in a bad position. And you don't want to lose the game because you were trying to trap that's not very solid. But this trap is very solid. So I get to castle now. Okay. I can always attack the queen, so it hits his pawn. If switching with the way, I can actually attack pawn again, possibly this, or even my knight. So all right. Now I can't move my knight here to attack the pawn because the queen would take it, but I can move my queen up here. The bishop probably might end up defending the pawn. Okay. After that, let's see. I have two pieces attacking the pawn. And it has two defenders. Now I can attack the queen to try to indirectly attack the pawn. Okay. Now I can move another piece in to attack the pawn again. The reason why this pawn is so important is because it seemed a little bit weakened, and it's the same. It kind of allows me to go after the king because of the diagonal. So that's why I want to go over the pawn so much. The problem is that my queen's in front of my rook. If my rook was in front of my queen, I can just take it, and then him take, then me take, him take, and me take, and call it check, and then bring my other rook in. Can't do that because my queen's up front. If I try to do this, and he were to take, I would end up losing my queen. Knight takes, bishop takes, and then I'll lose my queen. So that's not what I want to do. So how can I continue my attacks? Now I can also use my bishop here. So if he were to take it, I can take it back this way and then bring my knight back up. So, okay. Now if I take this and he take it back, I can take his rook and he will take the rook and I will take. And this is good for me only because I'm up a piece. So now I'm up a piece and I'm actually forcing trades. Okay, he can do that too. I'm going to attack the queen. And now it's basically just like puzzles, you know? If I were to take and he were to take, I can go in and take the rook. So it's basically basically just like puzzles in a way. So, and a lot of people think that puzzles and the games aren't the same, but they're kind of similar. I can call it check. He can move here or here. If he moves here, he'll be mated because of my rook. That'll be checkmate. If he goes here, I don't have checkmate, but I can maybe start. You know what? I can if he goes here, I'm just gonna move my other rook up and take the pawn and just make a queen. I think that'll be the easiest. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and go to make a queen. Is what I'm gonna do. I can also move my rook back here. I can also move my rook back here to double attack the bishop, which is what I'm gonna end up doing. So now, if I do that here, let's count. No, I won't make my queen in time. So, well, I can also call it check too, and then he would have to go here. But yeah, I won't make my queen in time. So I'll move my pawn first. And move it again. And then now I should have time to make my queen. So I'm going to take, and now I have time for my queen. And you also seen it in the puzzle earlier I was doing. Let's get ready to start setting up checkmate. He was trying to make a queen, but he won't make it in time. All right, that was a pretty good game, I think. I probably maybe have like 2 inaccuracies or something. Hopefully not that bad. Delayed Alfian Basman Park double gambit. That's a mouthful. Oh, on the browser, I have the engine really high, so it would definitely tell me all my mistakes for sure. Usually, they're very general and basic. If you don't change your settings, and the depth isn't very great, that's why some people think the chess bot is better than chess.com. You can change it in your settings to make it stronger. So, all right. And my battery's a little low, not too low. Ooh, 2 blunders. I gotta look at that. So analysis, definitely gotta look at those. Let's see something here. Um, let's see what the bot. Let's see what they have to say about my moves. All right. Okay, 3. Depth 11. Stockfish 15. I thought I had it on depth 18. Yeah, I do have it. Yeah, you can change your settings however you want to. I put it, you know, on depth 30, 3 to 5 minutes, maximum depth. So I have it set for 18 to 20. 18 is very lines. Yeah. So I thought I had it higher than this, but I guess I might have changed it. That's okay though. Let's go see what they have to say about my moves. Everything here is very basic opening. I can just do game review. That would be a lot faster, actually. Game review is faster than what I was doing. Oh, hello. Yeah, I kind of did puzzles already, and then I did a game of a bot. So I was you know, now I'm reviewing my game that I did. All right. So let's see. Start review. One great and one blunder. This is the Alpine, which I explained all the traps involved. Yeah, this is pretty far in a book move. Book move 9. Yeah, I usually win with this. It says 54%. I feel like I win more than that, but yeah, this right here is a bad move. It's also a trap. I explained earlier all the traps. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit to explain a little bit again. And here, I went because if he were to take it, the trap was check, and I win a knight. That was the trap, and he avoided it, and then I renewed the trap because in here, if he takes it, I can kick the knight. After he kicks the knight, I can win the piece. Then he took it, and then I renewed the trap because if he takes it, I can kick the knight, and after I kick the knight, I can call check. He did take it, which I thought this right here guaranteed it, but according to the engine, is saying even, which is a little weird because I always thought this right here guaranteed the trap. But yeah, that's this right here. I thought if he were to take, I were to take, he were to take, and I move up here, that I'll automatically win a piece. I didn't consider that he didn't have to take it. Right here, he can just move the knights away. I didn't know that. For some reason I thought this was the best move, and it wasn't. But I'm glad I found out today by reviewing the game. This right here is the blunder. This is also part of the trap. You just basically attack it, and when you attack it, it has to move out the way, and then you get the knight for free. That was pretty much that. So let's go back to the review. Next key move. I kept going after the pawn the whole game. Best move. That's a little bit sketchy. I mean, I don't, obviously, he can't take because that would be checkmate. And he can't take because I will take here. I don't, that's a bit crazy move. That is a crazy move. Okay, so for some reason that was a blunder. I wasn't losing. That's what I was curious about because I'm like, I said I blundered before, and I'm like, so. Okay, so it says to give him chances. So basically, he's able to defend a little bit better if he did that. So, okay. That's what I was curious about. Check. I mean, if he went here, I guess I would have just moved over maybe. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. Okay. That was a good game. I got to get going. It was nice to do puzzles with you guys and also to play a whole game. So if you missed anything, go back over. If you subscribe, you would get and click the bell. You would get notification when I go live. I'm gonna try to go live every morning, do some puzzles with you guys. Yeah, just go back and review. There's a lot of tactics. I explain a little bit like removing the defender and stuff later on. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. So I gotta go here and end stream. All right. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed.